All right, traders, it is time to prepare to trade the best setups at the best prices. This is by far my favorite time of the weekend as we are now approaching Monday. So let's get straight into it, man. We're going to be going over the key levels on the SPY. I'm going to be sharing with you levels where I'm interested in buying call options, where we're trying to go long, and where I'm interested in shorting the SPY and buying put options to go short. I'm also going to be explaining to you on why I decided to swing trade once again, put options on the SPY at Friday, literally 2 minutes before it closed at the exact peak when it was trading at $418.90. Let's get straight into it. So in terms of why did I decide to swing trade put options and why I think we are going to see a pullback heading into this week, likely tomorrow, is going to be this reason. We have now formed the first red bearish candlestick on the daily chart. And we are towards the top end of the channel, towards major resistance. I mean, it's crazy. We are literally towards, yearly highs, nearly at the yearly highs, right? The 52-week highs. So with that being said, as SPY has been trending up and destroying the bears, once we get this bearish confirmation on the daily chart, that is my best confirmation to swing trade puts. We have a nice red bearish daily candlestick on the chart. Now I want you to look at this candlestick right here. This is what it looks like on the daily chart, and watch what happens when the same candlestick forms on the 30-minute chart when SPY was at key resistance. Here's the candlestick. It's practically the same. SPY has a very, very nice drop, and then it started to recover, which is what I'm looking for into Monday. I'm looking for a nice gap down, a nice drop, and then it will likely recover. And I'm going to be explaining to you the key levels where to buy for the recovery if this does drop. I'm also going to be explaining to you the key levels to short if we do spike back up. But with that being said, man, we're nearly at 52-week highs, so it's towards major resistance. We formed the first bearish candlestick on the daily chart, which is, confirmation to swing trade puts right before the market closes. And also, we are at gap resistance. There's a gap to fill on here at 419.99. So one thing we've observed and noticed, I love trading the gap trading strategies, and we've created a strategy where we can identify when a stock is going to have a reversal once the gap fills. So basically there is a gap to fill right here. So on this day, SPY gapped up. That means it opened up higher than it previously closed. This white line was the previous closing price. That means there's this empty space to fill at 419.99, right? The gap never filled until Friday, and that's where we banked on puts as well, using the gap close reversal, swing trading, and also day trading as well. And you could just see right here there was a major bull trap created right towards that gap at 419.96. SPY got crushed and it sold off to 406. And you could just see, man, there's not too many gaps left to fill above. You have a gap to fill at 427.89. You have a gap to fill at 429.70, which would be literally the best because it's the highest gap, one of the highest gaps towards 52-week highs. But it's towards a key gap. This is the first initial reaction where it's been tested. This is where major bull traps have been triggered. So this is where us bears would love to be extremely bearish when we're seeing rejections and major resistance at that 420 gap already with nice drops. And we're also seeing lower highs attempting to form slightly below the previous closing price, which is all bearish, right? So those are the reasons, and that's how I was able to justify swing trading puts. In terms of my swing trade, as you guys know, I like to enter right before the market closes. I entered my swing trade right here at the exact peak, alerted real time within the chat at 3:58 p.m. The reason why I decided to enter right here and not wait until the very last second is simply because SPY was at the top of the channel and it was towards major resistance. So I thought, the market's right about to close. I might as well just get in now because it's towards the top end of the channel, which is a great price, and it's starting to form trend reversal candlesticks, and it already had a nice little drop right here. So my swing trade is already up, fairly nicely because I got in at $419, literally at $419 almost. So I'm up a little bit on that, but we shall see. Now, let's get into the day trade analysis. So in terms of the day trade analysis, let's get into this, man. This is going to be very, very important. We have so much to discuss. So let's go over the key levels, man. I'm going to draw out some key levels right here. This was the previous top of the channel right here. You could say this 414.50 level. That is a level to keep an eye on. That was the previous high of a major bull trap. Now it had its massive breakout and reacted as support. So now it's a bear trap level. That's a bull trap resistance level now turned into a bear trap support level, right? So let's go over some things, right? Let's go over the new price ladder. Let's go over what you need to understand. So this 400, this is what I want you to understand. You could say, looking at the 30-minute chart and looking at the 5-minute chart, this is what I want you to be aware of. If SPY has a bullish reversal, say it gaps down and then has a bullish reversal, or say it doesn't gap down, say it gaps up and it just goes bullish, right? This is where it's going to try to crash. They're going to try to crash it right down this zone, this previous support zone that really hasn't kind of been retested. This 420 to 420.30. 420.30 would be literally, 420.26 would be your best entry, and $420 is the key level as well. That key zone is where you're going to want to hit puts and short the SPY. That is a phenomenal level to be shorting the SPY. This previous support that really hasn't been tested that much, the one that hasn't been tested is towards this like 420.26. Also keep an eye on 420. That is a great zone to try to short and buy puts. Basically, the strategy behind that, along with everything that I've already told you, bearish daily candlestick, gap close reversal, 52-week highs, major resistance. Basically, another thing you can add on to why you'd want to short that is it had a massive drop once it cracked that support. Look at the 30-minute chart. There was a very nice bull trap created, right here. This is where the bull trap was created once it cracked this 420. When it cracked 420, it had a massive drop quickly. So if it's going to rip back up some point throughout, tomorrow or early into the week, you're going to want to look to short 420 to 420.30, and then your max pain would be like 420.70 on that. That's your max pain to break above these highs. So that's my first trade idea for you. I want you to write that down. Now, if we do gap down, let's say we gap down, you can keep an eye on 418.62. But honestly, based off the daily chart, this is another pattern that I want to bring awareness to and this is another reason why I decided to short as well. SPY's been forming this trend when it has, this red bearish daily. You see this red bearish daily similar, red bearish daily similar. It gaps down and then it recovers. Or it just drops and then it recovers, but it likes to recover, right? So I'm definitely going to be selling puts into a crash if we pull back tomorrow, 100%, like I always do. I like scout my swing trades in a sense, but there is going to be a bullish recovery. So I would be a little bit cautious unless we have a massive gap down. Like if it goes to like 414.50, I wouldn't consider buying puts at 418.62. I would be very, very careful for puts. I would focus on 420. Above 420 would be the best entry for puts. We're going to keep an eye on the previous closing price at 418.62, where it could potentially have a reversal, but it's likely not going to be the best level for puts. We're going to keep an eye on it, but that level where puts are going to print is going to be that 420 to 420.36 level. But keep an eye on 418.62. That's where there's going to be the new gap fill level. So if that reacts as support, it goes to 420, then it tries to drop. If that reacts as a resistance, then it just tries to drop back towards the lows on Friday. Now, this is what I want you to understand. So if we have some sort of crash, what are going to be like the best levels to be buying call options? So this level you just can't go wrong with. If we go to 414.50, that's where I'm looking to hit calls. I'm looking to hit calls at 414.50. The reason why is that is a major bear trap resistance level, but it had a massive breakout and now it's reacting as a bull trap support level. So would a tight stop, calls at 414.50 makes sense? Would a stop at like 414, risk like 50 cents, 70 cents, right? If it goes under 414.50, the next level it's going to drop to is going to be this like 412.50 to 413. That would be your next zone for calls. So first zone for calls, 414.50. Second zone for calls, 412.50 to 413. You get stopped out, you play the next zone, right? Wait for the next zone. That would be, if we went under 414.50, I don't think it's going to happen early into the week. But we would see a pullback to this previous resistance, this 413 to 412.50. That's where you'd want to be hitting calls for a bullish recovery. In terms of some things you need to be aware of as well. So SPY had previous resistance right here towards this like 417.50 to 417 previous resistance. That reacted as support, which is bullish. However, it's trying to form lower highs. But as long as it maintains that, it's going to try to keep on pushing up. I don't think it's going to maintain it. I think it's going to crack, and then I think it's going to be a bullish recovery. That's what I feel is going to personally happen. But if they do take this under 417, the next level we're going to be going to is this like 415.70 to 415.50, 415.70 to 415.50 right here, 415.50 to 414.50. And that'll be the call zone. The call zone will be 414.50 to 415.50, right? So a $1 range, lower level the better. If you get stopped out playing that zone, then 412.50, 413 calls. So that should work, man. If calls aren't going to bank at 414.50 to 415, low 415s, 415.50, if they're not going to bank in that zone, then 100% they should bank at 412.50 to 413. So my day trading plans for you would be this. Try puts at 420 to 420.30, best resistance level possible. Keep an eye on 418.62. That is going to be a key level. What I need you to understand about 418.62 is that's where the SPY closed on Friday. One of our key levels is always the previous closing price. It's going to be a gap fill range. But remember, based off of what I'm seeing, using the daily chart, it's going to try to gap down. And if it does gap down, see a nice drop and then bullish recovery. Sell the dip. It's going to try to have a bullish recovery. The bullish recovery will likely be 415.50 to 415.70 to 414.50, in between that range, right? So there's some strategies, if it's a wider zone, you could take a starter at the higher level if you see bullish confirmations, and then you can average your cost down at the lower level, right? So you can take 30% to 50% of your position at the level that's not as good, and then you can add the rest when it hits the level that's the best. Or you can just risk missing out, wait for the best level. That's another option. All depends on, what you have to do. Just think of the, think of the cause and effect. Think of the cause and effect for your actions, right? Think of, well, what's going to happen if I take a starter at this level, and then it drops to that level? Am I going to be willing to add, or am I going to have, am I just going to cut my loss? Just think about the cause and effect to your actions. But for most people, especially with small accounts, just wait for the best entry, or maybe just wait for the middle. If the zone we're interested in is 415.70, if that's the top for calls and the bottom for calls is 414.50, maybe start hitting some starters in the middle and then add the rest at the bottom of the zone, right? And then just remember, if you cut your loss, so if it starts breaking under zone, you cut your loss, right, at 414, 412.50 to 413 is like the best play you can possibly hit calls. And the reason why I say that is a previous middle resistance channel. So look at this. This was the top of the channel. The top of the channel was 414.50. The top of the channel, let's just zoom out a little bit here. So the top of the channel was like 414.50, and we had 415.50 resistance as well. That was like the top of the overall resistance channel. The bottom of the channel was like 409. Now, the middle of the channel has not been retested. So the calls will definitely bank towards the middle of the channel, even though it wouldn't be the best level. It's a phenomenal level to play calls at, because this 413 to 412.50 range, this resistance, see right here, this is the key. See this previous resistance at 412.30? This zone, this 413, 412.30 zone, this right here at this level triggered a massive bear trap where the bears got absolutely crushed, and then it just kept on going heading into the next day, right? So when it retests that level for the first time, it's gonna try to react to support and bounce, man. So my top plays for you, like I said, try the puts at 420 to 420.30 zone. Try the calls at the 415.70 to 414.50 zone, and then try the calls again if you get stopped out at 412.30 to 413, right? Those are my zones. And what we're doing is, we don't hold very long. We aim for one price target. We're in and out. Now, if this went all the way down to 413, I would try to hold for a bigger win for sure. If you're in calls 413 to 412.30, I would try to hold for a little bit bigger win. Not all levels are created equally, but I will try to hold for a slightly bigger win at certain levels. But we only aim for like one target, man. We're scalpers. We get in and out quickly within a couple minutes, within 30 minutes. We're day traders. We do this very, very quickly, right? These are the best trades that I can give you in advance. Heading into tomorrow with my team, there's going to be new levels, new trade ideas, new patterns, new 30-minute chart strategies that I'm going to be bringing all awareness to. But this is what I can give you in advance heading into the day before, and those are the best trade ideas. This is one thing you have to do. You have to be able to see what the best trade would be. You don't really have to be able to predict if that trade idea is going to hit. So what I'm telling you is I don't have to be able to predict that the market's going to crash to 413. But what I do know is I know if we go to 413 to 412.30 this week, that should be a great play for calls. I know that should be phenomenal, right? You have to be able to know where the best prices would be. And then for puts, I know 420 to 420.30 would be a great entry for puts because that's previous support that has not been retested. And then the reason why I say 412 to 412.30 to 413 be a great level for calls is because that's previous resistance that has not been tested, and that's where they're going to try to bounce it. So we're looking for levels that haven't been tested, and then we try to play the reversals at those levels. This is one strategy I use. Another thing that I need you guys to be awareness is, and write this down, there's a gap to fill at the lower end of the channel. Look, man, just this trade. So I love the trade idea on calls with the 413 and 412.30. This is the best one. Just these two trade ideas that I mentioned alone will get you inside of Trader Society. It'll get you inside the cost of the program before you even join it. This is a phenomenal one. 410.25. This is at the bottom of the channel. The support below is at 409. Literally the bottom of the channel. 410.25. Major bear trap was created at 410.25, right? So, in advance, I don't know if it's going to go to 410.25, but I do know is if it does go to 410.25, whether it's, this week, next week, whenever it decides to happen, it's going to be a phenomenal level to buy call options, man. 410.25, bottom of the channel, gap close reversal. You guys remember the gap close reversal we played at the bottom of the channel where the major bear trap triggered a couple weeks ago right here at $404.25. This gap to fill right here, major bear trap was created. It retested, filled the gap, major reversal. Do the same thing at 410.25, man. You must wait. You must be patient, man. I'm giving you the best information, the best trade ideas possible, but you must be competent enough and disciplined enough to wait to trade the best setups at the best prices. So $410.25, when that gap fills, we're at the best support level. Look for the gap close reversal, and that's a day trade. And then if you see a bullish confirmation on the daily chart, right before the market's closing, you see a bullish daily candle, you can go on Google and, research and look up, what do bullish candlesticks look like? What do trend reversal candlesticks look like? And you can use them on all time frames. You can also, you don't have to read and look them up. You can look at the chart and just see, okay, where has SPY had amazing reversals? And what have those candlesticks look like? Oh, right here, it had a very nice reversal. It had like this pin. It had a nice bottom pin. Oh, look right here. It filled that gap at $404, and then it had that nice bottom pin. It spikes up, nice bottom pin. So just pay attention to that, man. Look at the chart history. The chart history is going to show you, okay, when it looks bearish here, this is what the daily bearish candlesticks look like. When it has a bullish reversal here at support, okay, this is what the daily chart looks like. Is it consolidating? What type of candlesticks have instant reversals? Oh, instant reversals. These are these nice green bullish pins, trend reversal candlesticks, right? So there's plenty of ways to learn the market, man. You don't have to learn it by research and looking up. You trade the chart. Trade that chart, man. Look at the chart, understand and be aware of where we're at in the market. We're towards 52-week highs. A gap just filled. It's trying to reverse. There's previous resistance levels that haven't been tested. Great opportunities for shorts. There's previous support levels that used to be resistance that haven't been tested. Great opportunity for calls. Gap close reversal at 410.25. You must be able to see these ideas, and then once the market opens, I have new ideas, right? So it's just you have to be able to see what the best trades could be, and then sometimes they're going to hit, and then sometimes they're not going to hit. But when they do hit that price, that best price within that time frame you're looking for, they're phenomenal plays. And if they don't hit that best price, you can just sit on the sidelines. But we're going to be using 30-minute patterns as well. And just to give you a quick price ladder, so this price ladder that I'm going to give you, basically if one of these levels reacts as a resistance, we go down to the next level. If one of these levels reacts as a support, we go up to the next level. And we really only trade one level at a time and just one price target, right? So if I'm shorting at 420, 30, previous resistance right here, 419, that's where I get out. So if I'm shorting at 420, 30, I sell at 419 because that's previous resistance, and then that's where they're going to try to bounce it, right? Now, obviously, on better levels like that, I might aim for a little bit bigger, but I'm scouting out heavy at my first target, right? So just scalp in and out quickly, man. Don't hold these very long. But let's go over the price ladder. 420 to 420.30, best level for puts. It's at previous support that really hasn't been tested. That's reacted as a resistance, and a major bull trap was created at this level. But you need to understand previous resistance right here at 418 to 417.60 reacted as support. So that is a healthy pullback because it reacted as support, but it's also trying to form lower highs. So we're in a battle zone of 419. We're in a battle zone of 418.62 to 417.50. For the bears to flip to super bearish, we got to go under this 417.50. So we go under 417.50, then we go to 415.70. And then the next level below that is 415.50. And then the next level below that is 414.50. Next level below that is 413 to 412.30. Next level below that is 410.25. So again, let's just work it from the ground up to the top. So 410.25, best level for calls. 412.30 to 413, that's a great zone for calls. Previous resistance that has not been tested. 414.50 is heavy support. This is where they're going to try to have a bullish reversal at 414.50 to 415.70. That's where they're going to try to have that bullish reversal. So you can attempt calls there. If it doesn't work out, then 412.30 to 413 should work 100%. And then next level above that would be 417.50. And then next level below that is 418.62. Next level below that, 420 to 420.30. So that's your price ladder. You can write down all those levels, and the ones that I'm interested in trading at, out of all those levels that I gave you, I'm really interested in 420 to 420.30 for puts. I'm keeping an eye on 418.62. Previous closing price will always be valuable to me. I like the idea for calls in between 414.50 to 415.50. If I get stopped out or if I don't play it or no matter what, just understand that best entry for calls, man, is like that 412.30 to 413 zone because it's truly never been tested. And then 410.25, you cannot go wrong with calls, and that could be a swing trade idea as well, right? So that's my overall analysis. That's my thoughts heading into Monday market open, and then I'll be giving all my updates within my community within the Discord. Of course, at market open, I give all my analysis within real time written in the chat, also in the live streams and the live trading voice. So if you want to be a part of Traders Society, my community, my team, it's going to be that first link down below in the description. It's not just me. We have plenty of moderators to help you out within the group. We now have over 1,300 members, and we are growing rapidly. With that being said, if you want to join, is the first link down below in the description. It is a one-time fee, and you get lifetime access to the entire community, to the video lesson library, to the live trading streams, to the live trading voice channels, to the network we have, to the moderators. It is all within there, man. If you want to learn how to master and trade the SPY, if you want to learn how to trade the chart, and you can use the strategies that I'm using with SPY with other stocks as well. If you want to learn how to master and trade the chart, and you want to learn the entire trading system we have, risk management, position sizing, psychology, and be a part of this network and community we have of traders that are dedicated to trading the chart, to mastering the gap trading strategies, to mastering the SPY. It has the most liquidity. It's the most lucrative one to be trading. And this is what all the wealthy people are trading, and they're all focused on trading SPY, and that's what we are dedicated to. You master one thing, and you could change your life within that one thing, but it's not going to happen overnight. It is going to take a long time. It could take up to a year. It could take years. It takes a long time. But with that being said, if you do want to learn how to trade like a sniper and scalp with us, and we are also swing traders as well, it is the first link down below the description. It's a one-time fee. It's lifetime access. I will see you guys tomorrow live at Market Open.